The great tyrant who is busy every day is so idle that his balls hurt. Run to the cold palace and watch the boy sleep. Just because my son's new life can save the country. Juji, this little guy. Sneak out and stroll all day. Then you entered the house slowly. Li Fei hurried forward in a hurry and hugged Zai tightly. He was so scared that he burst into tears. After all, my brother for a long time went out for a walk. Guan Xiaoyu had an accident. Still no light. Now he only has the poisonous seedling of Juji left. Juji stretched out her chubby little hand. Clumsy helped mother wipe the tears from her face. With a childish smile, he said that he would wait for Juji to grow up. Take your mother to live a good life. As for the time to save my brother, it hasn't arrived yet. Li Fei touched Zai's head in touch. Mom doesn't care about good days, as long as you're safe. Looking at people for a long time, kind-hearted mother. I feel sorry for him. Cheap dad is blind. I just missed my mother. From birth, Li Fei can hear his heart. So the more sensible he is, the more distressed he will be. Too many things are hidden in my heart at a young age. At this time, the maid rushed over and shouted at the top of his voice that it was not good. The emperor is here. Li Fei felt like an enemy after hearing this. Imprisoned in the cold palace for 5 years, the great tyrant has been ignored. When something goes wrong, there must be a demon. He made Juji hide first, but Juji advised his mother to rest assured. Maybe father will come and take us out. Li Feijin sighed. This is probably a fool's talk. The voice just fell. The great tyrant walked in aggressively. As soon as I entered the door, I was shocked by the simplicity of the cold palace. Pupil earthquake. I was thinking to myself, where is this place where people live? Li Fei hurriedly protected Juji behind him. Then he trembled and saluted and asked the case. Chen Chen's concubine sees the emperor. Long live the emperor, long live. The great tyrant looked at the woman in front of him and smiled knowingly. I want to wear it in the palace. The women in red and green. He has a unique charm in front of him in plastic clothes. Diao Daojin took the initiative to reach out and hold Li Fei's hand. Make yourself at home. Make it. It's almost time for a cup of tea. After the Grand Taoist sat down, he didn't even hold back half of his fart. But mental activity is called an abundance. For a long time, secretly rewarded. But if it breaks, he is wronged. If you refuse to give me any more predictions, what should you do? Just as Li Fei, to break this awkward deadlock, the great tyrant finally thought of a reason. Not only can Zai be used for his own use, it won't chill his heart. The great tyrant cleared his throat. Li Fei is planning to overturn your case of collaborating with the enemy and treason, and you have been meritorious in raising the 18th prince. Let's move out of the cold palace first. The sudden favor of the great tyrant flattered Li Fei. Concubine thanks Emperor Long An. Looking at the great tyrant for a long time, I am not smart in my heart. Cheap father finally found his conscience. Please keep it up. Maybe I'll like this cheap dad. The arrogant tyrant smiled disdainfully, because he doesn't like it. The ruthlessness of the great tyrant makes Zai feel even more aggrieved. Cheap dad definitely doesn't ask me to like it. What was I thinking? The great tyrant suddenly had a bad feeling when he heard it. At this moment, Fuan hurried forward to interrupt the emperor. Someone from the imperial study came to urge again. Said it was urgent. The great tyrant rises immediately. Wave your hand. The autumn water horse in the best part of the palace. Reward to Li Fei and Juji. He also ordered Fuan to personally help them move. 9 or 9 eyeballs turn around, as if thinking of something. Cheap father is going to discuss the frontline military situation. This time, the warrior West Chu state not only failed miserably, and dead 30,000 soldier, huge losses. Its land cession and compensation. How miserable. The great tyrant suddenly stopped when he heard this. Fuan carefully reminded the emperor to be in a hurry. I saw the great tyrant sitting back shamelessly. I'm a little thirsty. Have a cup of tea before leaving. He pricked up his ears, desperate to know the reason for the defeat. But the boy looked confused. Is there any serious illness in the cheap father? You look at me with that strange look. Mother is sleepy. Juji is going to bed. The dumbfounded tyrant was dumbfounded again. Your dear father is facing the crisis of subjugation. Smoke in a hurry. You brat actually want to sleep. The great tyrant is not about to give up. Stick to him even when he's asleep. Staring at him. The great tyrant's most valued imperial teacher suddenly died violently, and he was so happy that he kissed 99 mouths in a row. Just because I muttered in my heart that the national teacher's teaching has been exhausted. Great tyrant in order to listen to the voice of Zai. He was so crazy that he wouldn't let him sleep. Brat, You gotta get up. The distressed mother risked her death and went forward to persuade the emperor. Even if you don't like it for a long time, you can't toss it for long. The Doujin smiled awkwardly and politely. You still insist that you just want to sleep with the cub. The other people present look like I believe you. However, the Grand Taoist has obediently picked it up and kept it. The child sent the others away. As soon as you fall asleep, the tyrant began to figure out how to set the boy's words. Long time. We are going to lose the battle in situ. But what should we do? Boy is too difficult. Sleep and solve problems for cheap dad. Hard down. The southern drama revealed the military situation. That led to the defeat of Zichu. Upon hearing this, the great tyrant asked directly, is there a play to steal military information? Pretend to have good luck and run to cheap dad's imperial study room. Stealing information led to defeat. If the cheap father makes a fake military information and is stolen by him, Zichu can be passive and active. Great Saint Nangguo Tanji Saint. Cheap and long to the little fist of Zai. He was moved to tears for a second. What can I do? Gave birth to such an excellent great smart. The great tyrant is in a good mood. I can't help but pull at Juju's cute little face. Squinted, then bump away. After the big fly leaves, we can finally get a good night's sleep. One day, Fuan was ordered to help Li Fei and Juju move. Li Fei proposed to take Mami Gi to the Kyushi Bureau together. Now Li Fei is favored by the German army. Fuan naturally had an unconditional impression of this. The happiest for a long time, because of 5 years of living in the cold palace. Except for Mother. It is Mother Gi who treats her best. The three of them left the cold palace hand in hand. Start a new life. And the other palaces of the cold palace. Women can only watch a few people. Envy, jealousy, hatred. The great tyrant in the imperial studies 7 days later received the news of the warrior ahead. He is glad to have listened to the boy's words. But the South has been at war for so many years. It's the first time I've won so happily. Then the good news came from the soldiers ahead. The South is about to send envoys to Hetan. The emperor is wise. The general's rainbow fart didn't even have time to finish blowing. Someone can't wait to set up Autumn Water County, but was stopped by the doctor on the grounds of urgency. The great tyrant had no choice but to listen. As a result, the imperial master said that the minister was going to die. The great tyrant has a wrong face. Unlucky to talk about state affairs again. I just want to tell the great tyrant something before I die. I watch the sky at night, after discovering that Zichu will face the fire of national subjugation 10 years later. But there is a solution that person is the 18th Duke and 18th Prince. No matter what happens, please believe the Emperor. The 18th Prince will keep him safe. The great tyrant naturally took this matter to heart. He nodded. I remember. The great tyrant hesitated in 3. I still asked the doctor one last question. Do I really not have a daughter in my life? The doctor didn't answer, until the secret cannot be revealed. After saying that, the doctor fell to the ground. News came the next day. The doctor has traveled westward on a crane. Death of the imperial preceptor. The great tyrant doesn't know what a normal death is. Or was he condemned by God for leaking the secret? And he was thinking, while going to Kyushui to visit Li Fei and Juji. The emperor arrives. Li Fei and Juji baggage say hello. Juji looked up and saw the bitter melon and the cheap fathers. Isn't it a battle to win? Why is the cheap father unhappy? Could it be that something happened again? By the way, the imperial teacher is dead. When I heard that the imperial master had died, the great tyrant's eyes suddenly lit up. Reach out and pinch 9.9 thin shoulders. The imperial teacher died suddenly. I don't know why. 99 heart is at a low point. Teach to advance. The great tyrant listens. Heart like a 200 caddies child. I am so happy that I even kissed my son 99 times. Killed directly. I was actually kissed by an old man. Woo, I'm not clean anymore.